Hello, welcome to Hatha Yoga. So today, we're just going to be doing poses. We're not going to be doing any kind of vinyasas or that kind of flow. So it's a little bit more accessible for different people. We will be using blocks today as needed. So if you feel like you need them, please feel free to bring them in. I will be teaching with them. But again, if you don't need them, you don't need them, no worries. And we will use a strap at the end. So we're going to primarily do a lot of standing poses today, not a whole lot of seated stuff. We will be on our feet a lot. And then at the end, we will come back down onto our back for some bridging work and some nice stretching with the strap. That's all that's for today. And you can use a belt or stretchy band, whatever it is that you have. Dog leashes work just as well. And I'm sitting on a folded blanket. My hips are a little bit tight today, and you can do the same. A pillow or a bolster will work just as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm in a nice comfy seat here, zipping up from pubic bone to behind the navel. So my belly button is in. I'm going to take a slight tuck in the chin, just lengthening the back of the neck a little bit here. And then I'm just going to settle into my practice. Good. And as you begin to settle in, notice if there's anywhere that you could soften just a little bit more. Is that going to be through the face, the jaw, the shoulders, the hips? Just take some nice, big, expansive breaths here. I'm not going to give you necessarily an intention today, but I will give you something to ponder. So it's going to be the phrase so hum so, meaning I am that I am. So I will be giving you a lot of I am words today, descriptions. And if there's different ones that come to your mind during practice, then please use those. But I'm hoping that all of the things that I will say to you today are things that will resonate with you, things that apply to you, or things that you're working towards. Good. So for me, let's take a big inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, let's get that nice side bend towards the left. My hips are grounded. I'm really reaching. I'm thinking about taking my rib cage more this way and less of a little bit of a bend here, although that will happen. So I want to breathe and expand. And notice here too, if you have a tendency to kind of drop your shoulder forward, could you open that up more in line with the hip? We tend to kind of lose some of that as we age. So we want to keep that good posture. Good inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Again, rib cage is going to come out. Good. Taking that over and reach. And we breathe. And noticing already, maybe you have a tighter side or a more open side. This left side tends to be my tighter side. This tends to be my stronger side, even though I'm right-handed. So go figure, right? Good. And then we'll use the oblique, those abs coming back up, and we'll reach. Let's get a gentle twist. Always twisting from length here. Good. And then arms will come down, rolling shoulders back, looking behind you. Then breathe and expand. So if you're someone that has osteoporosis or some other kind of issue in the spine, you always want to twist from length, never from compression. If you're not sure what compression means, this is compression, this is length. You always want to be from length. And we'll lift up and coming back center. Inhale, exhale. Let's rotate other side. Arms come down, rolling shoulders back, looking a little bit more behind you. And whether you've got a back issue or not, just as a good practice habit, anytime you twist, you always, again, want to twist from that length, but we never want to crank through the spine. So if you're trying to get into deeper twists, be patient with yourself, practice, and honor where you are. Good. Try not to force your back to do something it's not ready to do. Inhale and lift. Exhale, come down. Good. And we'll take those arms back down. Let's take those arms to the side. I'm going to take my right arm, crossing it over the left. So you might just hug yourself here and give yourself a nice big squeeze, maybe a lift, kind of really kind of wrapping here, trying to pull the shoulder blades apart. This will be useful to some of you. Some of you are a little bit more open. Maybe you come to a little bit more of a wrap here, like eagle arms moving up and down, forward and back. Find your stretch that you need. Good. And remember, coming back to that mantra, the so hum so, I am that I am. I am that I am. What about I am strong? I am strong. Good. And we'll release. Take those arms out to the side. Lift time. Left arm's going to come and cross over the right. So again, you can hug yourself. You can squeeze. You can kind of get that pull. You can lift, find your sweet spot, or you can find that wrap. Find what feels good to you. And breathe. Coming back to that breath. And release. Good. Let's just get some nice big shoulder rolls in here. Good. And let's take that in the other direction. And then maybe just some little neck stretches and just moving from side to side. Maybe this way, side to side. Maybe some circles. Just kind of find some nice little movement here. Good. And we're going to go take this into breath of fire. So breath of fire, also known as Kapalabhati breath, is a very forceful breath. It tones the belly. It heats up the belly and the body. And it is very intense. So the good news is all you have to do is focus on the exhale. Exhale, 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 exhale. Your body will automatically inhale on its own. So it's not something you have to think about. So if you try to inhale on your own and exhale, you're going to hyperventilate. You're going to get dizzy. You might pass out. That's not the goal of Kapalabhati, the breath of fire. So I will show you this from a sideways view, just so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing here. Good. I do want to sit up nice and tall. I don't want to do this breath work from a compressed spine. So I'm just going to kind of move my arms out of the way, but my belly button is in, okay? So from here, I'm going to take a big inhale. And it's a forceful breath out the nose. Go. Good. And so you probably hear that. The belly button goes in forcefully on that out breath, and my body automatically inhales. So again, that's not something that I'm automatically doing. We're going to do 2 rounds of these, and we're going to sprinkle this breath throughout the practice. This won't be the last pranayama we do, but I want to keep that heat and everything going, because this is not a flow class, but you can still build heat even though you're not doing vinyasa flow. So sitting nice and tall, zipping up nice. Yes, zipping up nice and tall, belly button is in. You can have your arms and hands anywhere that's comfortable for you. I'm just sitting this way so you can better see the breath and the process. So I'm just going to move my arms out of the way. When I do this in personal practice, I will tend to take my hands and just rest them on the belly, but you do not have to do that, okay? So nice and tall, big inhale to prepare. And here we go, exhale. Big inhale, big exhale. Good. So that was about 20. We're going to do another round of 20. The first one is always the hardest and most weird. If you feel like you can't catch your breath, you are getting dizzy for whatever reason, take a break, return a normal breath, join back in when you're ready. Okay. This isn't really a beginner's pranayama, but you've got to start somewhere. So I'm bringing it in. So here we go again. Round 2, big inhale to prepare. And here we go with exhale. Big inhale and exhale. Notice how you feel. Great work. Let's move into all fours. Good. So you can always cushion your knees, cushion your wrists as needed, especially if you've got wrist issues. So a nice thing you can do with a folded blanket, a towel. Some of you might have wedges out there or even holding your mat. This is going to give you a little bit of a lift. So if you're someone where this hyperextension, it's not real comfortable, just kind of placing that might take the pressure off a little bit. So just know that that's there if you need it. Otherwise, spread those fingers nice and wide. Root through the knuckles of the pinky, the pointer, and the thumb. Knees are under the hips. Knees can be slightly wider if you've got a cranky low back. Watch your posture here. Try not to hang in the shoulders. Try not to hang in the back. We want a nice flat back. We want to press away from the floor. Belly button is still in. We're going to take a few cat cows here. So if you've got different kinds of back issues, or maybe extension is not good or flexion is not good, do what you can. Your body is your best guide. Pain is never normal. Inhale, take it into the cow. Exhale, press away. Mad cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And one more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good. From here, come back to neutral spine. Just back, find a child's pose. Knees can be together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. You can take your arms long in front of you, or hands can come back by the ankles if your shoulders don't want that yet. Forehead can come to the floor or to a prop. Zipping up from pubic bone behind the navel. Breathe and expand. Remember, I am that I am. I am strong. I am patient. If you know that you're not a patient person by nature, I feel you. I'm typically one of those. And you can always change that as to I am working on patience. Patience is always a work in progress for me. And then from here, once you're ready, good. Hands under the shoulders, and we're going to come back up. Coming back to all fours, let's work on a little bit of balance here. So again, as we start to do opposite arm, opposite leg balance, you want to try not to let your belly dip, let the back dip into the sway back here. So you want to be nice and long. Support yourself, belly button into the spine. From here, take that left foot back. Good. Now, before I lift, I'm just going to go ahead and adjust the hips. So I'm just going to let that left hip drop slightly. Good. And then maybe I lift. I don't want to go beyond the hip. Again, so I have a tendency to kind of lift too high and do this right here. So it's a lot of work for me to stay lifted in my torso. So just kind of be mindful of habit patterns. Right arm can come forward. Belly button is in. Good. Pushing away from that floor, and we'll take that back down. Good. Other side. Right leg's going to come back. My toe is tapping. I'm just going to drop that right hip slightly. Good. I'll lift and lift. Belly button is in. Also notice, if you're trying to get out of the sway back habit pattern, how your core muscles in both the front and the back suddenly are firing up a little bit more to support you. They're working harder. That's what we want. And we'll take that down. Good. Now, from here, if you need to come back and decompress, let yourself do so. We're going to take that again, but this time we're going to tap the fingers and the toes down. So from here, good. I'm going to start again, going back to that left side. Let my left hip drop slightly. Good. I'm going to lift. My belly button is in. Good. And then from here, I'm going to move this out of the way. Good. I'm going to tap, squeeze shoulder and Glutes lift and tap and lift and tap and lift and tap and lift and tap and lift and reach and take that down. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. You can come back and take that break as needed. Move that to the other side. Good. Right leg comes back. Left arm comes forward. Belly button is in. Good. Find your balance and find the tap. Tap. Squeeze and lift. Tap. Squeeze and lift. Tap. Squeeze and lift. Tap. Squeeze and lift. Hold. Hold the pose, not the breath. And take that down. Again, find a nice little child pose here that would feel good to you. Good. Now, while we're here on all fours, we're going to do breath of fire again. So it's a little bit different from this perspective, but I'm coming back to all fours. Now, if your hands are getting tired, remember you can always come onto forearms. You can prop those forearms up on blocks if you need to. Excuse me. Always take care of yourself. But my belly button is in. Good. I've got my nice strong tabletop here. Good. So everything is exactly the same, except you're just in a different position. So remember, focus on the exhales, not the inhales. Big inhale to prepare though. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. From here, we're going to take this right back into a plank. You choose your plank based on your level. So you can come onto forearms here. Remember, you can also be on the block. You can take the knees back a little bit, knee down, forearm plank. You can be a knees lifted forearm plank. If you're going to practice here, when we move forward and back, you're going to come to a little bit more of a dolphin. Legs can be long or knees can be bent. You just kind of choose. So you can always tap and lift and take back. So choose what you need here. Other options, this is the one that I'm going to actually demo, is high plank. It can also be down on the knees. And then I will shift back and forth between down dog and my plank. You can also bend the knees down here and bend the knees back here. So move how your body needs you to move, but find that plank. Good. Remember, forearms are up high, you choose. Find a little bit of length in the torso. Belly button is in. Good. Remember, I am strong. I am patient. I am capable. I am capable. Good. In the way that's best for your body, based on where you went with that, come back, find a down dog or dolphin. Maybe bent knees or long legs. I'm going to do bent knees for right now. Breathe. Good. And come back forward and find that plank. Good. My shoulders are over behind my wrist. I'm turning my elbows forward. I'm pushing that floor away from me. Good. Taking it back to the down dog. Again, I'm pushing that floor away from me. Good. I'm a little bit more open now. You can walk your dog. You can walk your dolphin. That sounds odd to say, walking the dolphin, but you can do it. And then from here, when you're ready, just find that nice down dog. And then from here, inhale, look forward, bend the knee. And we'll step or walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Good. Now, coming to blocks or to the floor. Good. We want to lift and lengthen. Long spine. You can bend your knees as needed. Good. And we'll bow, bending the knees as needed. Good. And we'll lift and lengthen. And we'll take that back down. Planting the hands, we're going to step back into that downward facing dog. You can be on the forearm, on your blocks, or on your hands. Find what you need here. Good again. So I'm pressing in and forward into my mat. I'm rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. My elbows are turning forward. So I feel a nice stability in that shoulder girdle. My head and neck are free, knees can be bent. And I'm breathing. Coming back to that intention. So hum, hum, so I am that I am. Let's do one more breath of fire here. We're going to do 20. You know these now. So big inhale to prepare. And here we go. Exhale. Big inhale. Look forward, bend the knees. Walk or step the feet forward to meet your hands. Lengthen the spine. Exhale and we'll bow. Bent knees or long legs. Inhale, root through the feet and engage the glutes. Long spine as we rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding your breath, finding your mountain. Good. Let's take a tick-tock here. So coming into a temple mudra, let's reach up. So try to squeeze the ears with your biceps. Good. And I'm really zipped up and my knees are a little soft here. I don't want to do this lot. Good. And I'm just going to move side to side. And my goal is to try to keep my shoulders and my hips in alignment here. So I want to try to do this. I don't want to try to do that little fold thing, a collapsey thing. That just feels so good. And then when we're ready, good. Inhale, exhale. Okay, let's step back into a lunge. And we will do this in different levels. So from here, some of you are just going to step back and take this high lunge here. And if you've got good balance, this might be where you are or a little bit more experience. Others are not going to do that. Maybe you bend your knees, take hands to the floor block, and stick your right or step your right foot back. And you choose maybe blocks under the shoulders. If you're going to do a lower lunge here, a grounded lunge here. Okay, so kind of choose where it is that you need to go and then be there. We'll all do a low lunge here in a minute. Good. So for right now, find where you need it. Your left hip's going to come back, right hip's going to come forward. I'm pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mount of that back heel. I can look down and see this front toe. Front heel is grounded. I'm zipped up. Good. Let's try a breath of fire here, shall we? Whoops. Find your breath. Yes, find your breath, find your balance. And now we'll find breath of fire. So here, from big inhale, exhale. Inhale, good. Now from here, if you're up high, lengthen forward, hands are going to come to the ground or the block. Those of you that are grounded will stay right here. Good. You can keep that back leg lifted or you can ground it. That's going to be up to you. I'm feeling a little bit of a deeper hip flexor stretch if I ground that back knee stay. So that's where I'm going to stay. I want that stretch, feels lovely. Your right hand is going to come to the block or to the floor. Good. I'm lengthening my torso first, and then I'm twisting to the left. And maybe looking up there. I'm pushing the floor away from me, so I'm not hanging there. And coming back down. Good. From here, I'm just going to move my blocks forward. I'm going to plant the hand, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. Front foot's going to step forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, and we'll bow, long spine. Rooting through the feet, engage the glutes. Let's rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to take that all to the other side. Yes, another breath of fire is coming. You choose. Are you going to step back in high lunge, or are you going to use the blocks to assist you in a lower lunge? Wherever you are, find your balance. Good. So front hip's going to come back hip's going to come forward. Relaxing the shoulders. Good. And from wherever you are here, Here's our next breath of fire. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. If you're up high, good. Find your low lunge. Good. Find your length. Good. Knee is going to be lifted or grounded. I did grounded on the other side. I'm going to do that over here. Left hand comes to the block or to the floor. Lengthen that torso first. Twisting from length. We're going to open to the right. Inhale and exhale. Good. Whenever you're ready, good. Blocks can come forward of using them. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee so it's grounded. Step that front foot back. Bend those knees. Lifting up and reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Reconnecting. Remember, I am strong. I am patient. I am capable. I am health. I am at peace. All right. From here, let's step back into, you know what? I want to do chair first. Let's do chair because chair is really interesting when we do the Kapalabhati breath of fire. So because we're not really doing a twist in the chair, if you need to have your feet hip width apart, go ahead and do so. If you have a back issue, recommend it. Otherwise, you can come together. Let's take a big inhale. Exhale. Let's sit back into the chair. Spine is long here. Get into the heels. Get into the glutes. Relax the shoulders. Breath of fire coming right here. Big inhale to prepare. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Press up out of there. Good. Let's step the right foot back. We're going to take a warrior two. So I'm going to step that foot back and I'm going to warrior prep it. So hips, knees, and toes are going to turn out 45-ish degrees. This heel can be in alignment with the back heel. It can be in alignment with the arch of the foot. This leg might, for some of us, need to come out a little bit wider this way. You choose. But from here, my left hip, my front hip is going to come back a little bit. That puts my hips at a 45-ish degree angle, but I'm going to leave my hips there as I open my chest to the side. Warrior two is a twist, and we twist from the torso. Yes, we twist from the torso. So hip, knee, and toe track here. You twist from the torso. You look over that front foot. Or the front, not the front foot, the front fingers. The front fingers. And we breathe. We hold for about 4 to 5 breaths, about 20 to 30 seconds-ish. Belly button is in. And then when you're ready, good. We're going to lengthen out of there. Good. From here, let's come to a prasarita fold. So I'm just turning both my feet in now parallel. Hips, knees, and toes come forward. Big inhale and reach. Long spine. You can bend the knees on the way down if you need to. Hands can come to blocks or the floor, but I'm keeping a long spine. And this is just more about the stretch and the prep than anything else. So if you want to, you can keep going down. I'm just going to be right here. Just letting my inner thighs get used to what I'm doing. And then when I'm ready, good. Got my belly button in. I'm going to put a little bend in the knees. I'm going to take my hands and come up here. Good. I'm going to turn this foot back out. I'm going to come back into my warrior two. Good. So my front hip is back. Good. I'm twisting the torso to the side. Good. I'm going to prepare for an extended side angle. So I'm really going to press to this back side. My belly button is in. My spine's going to stay long. I'm going to lengthen. I'm going to lengthen. I'm going to lengthen. When I can come no more, maybe a forearm comes to the thigh. Maybe a hand comes to the block. Outside is easier than the inside. Good. And then once you're safe, if you have it and you want to try to start to get it there, maybe this knee can be more over the ankle. It needs to be over behind it though, not forward. And then from here, maybe we can and reach. I am at peace. I am present. I am light. Good. Be light in your toes, heavier in the heels and the balls of the feet. Looking down at that front foot, lengthen that front leg as you come back up. We'll turn it back in. This time we're going to take this into a twist. So big inhale and reach. Exhale and let's fold. Good. Long spine here. Belly button is in. I'm going to take my left hand under the face, shifting my hips to the right. I'm going to press away, open and twist. So again, you're twisting from length. And we'll come back center, hips back to center. Right hand under the face, shifting the hips to the left, pressing through, opening up, and breathe. So hum so. I am that I am. And coming back down, hips back even. Good. Little micro bend in the knee, hands to the thighs, and we'll come back up. Good. We're going to repeat that whole sequence now to the other side, starting with the chair. Oh, yes. So I'm going to just bring a block with me on this side. So from here, get your chair position ready. Are feet going to be closer together or hip width apart based on what you need? Big inhale and reach. Exhale. Sit back. Find your chair, a long spine. Get into the heels. Get into the glutes. Relax the shoulders. Belly button in. Another round of breath of fire coming right here. Big inhale, prepare. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. All right, here we go. We're going to step back into that warrior two. Good. So once you step back there, find your angle. Hip, knee, and toe are going to turn 45-ish degrees. Heel to heel, heel to arch, or a little bit wider. Good. Front hip's going to be that right hip. It's going to come back. Hips are going to come at a 45-ish degree angle. Belly button is in. Rotate torso only without moving the hips to the side and reach. And you might notice when you do this, your warrior is very different on one side than the other. Mine is. It's because my hips are different from one side to the other. Belly button is in. And we're breathing. Coming back to the intention. And we'll come out of there. Again, taking it back to center. Big inhale and reach. Exhale and fold. You choose. Are you going to stay right here? Or are you going to take your hands forward or take them behind? I'm going to reach behind on this one. So even though I'm letting my head and neck be free, you can always put something under here if that needs support and that's not good for you. But I'm keeping a long spine. I'm staying in my heels, meaning they're grounded, but maybe a little bit more weight comes into the balls of the feet. One of my favorite poses right here is anything cross the reach related. Good. That wide legs forward. Fold. Good. So from here, I'm going to bring my hands back underneath the shoulders, a little bend in the knees. Good. Coming all the way back up and reach. And we're going to find warrior two again. So right leg turns out, hip, knees, and toes turn out. Left leg, hip, knee, and toes turn in. Good. Find your warrior two position. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to find extended side angle. So pressing long, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. When you're ready, forearm can come to the thigh. Maybe hand comes to the block. Outside is easier than the inside. I need to get away with this one on the side. Good. And then once you're here, if you're trying to get that flexibility and play with taking that knee over the ankle, just make sure it's not going beyond, finding the length on the torso, and then we'll open. Good. And maybe long overneath. And breathe. And whether you're pressing into the floor or a block, really press away. So you don't want to collapse to that opposite shoulder. Good. And if you're not on your forearm, press the leg and the arm into each other. Belly button is in and we're breathing. Good. What about I am hopeful? I am perseverance. Looking down at that front foot, lengthening that front leg, coming back up, turning it in. Okay. Last time, big inhale and reach. Excuse me. Allergy season for sure. And fold. Good. Now you can stay here. You can do what we did the last time, taking arms forward or back, or maybe you want to grab the outsides of the feet, the ankles or the big toes. Good. Lengthen the spine, chest is more towards the floor, elbows are out. Good. Head may or may not touch the floor to a block, but your shoulders are back in their pocket. If you've got your toes, pull up a little bit on those toes. Well, I am resilient. I am resourceful. And when you're ready, good, we're going to lift. Good. Release your grip, a little bend in the knees, coming back up and reach. And exhale, hands to heart center. Great. Let's go into a little bit of a triangle series here. So I'm just going to leave my legs right where they are. I'm going to leave my blocks where they are because that's convenient. I'm going to turn my left leg out. Right leg is going to turn in. So kind of think about that triangle alignment that fits for you. Some of you might need to be a little bit shorter or wider here, depending. My left hip's going to come back. I'm rooting my feet into the mat like I'm trying to rip that mat apart from one end to the other. Left arm's going to reach. I'm going to lengthen, 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 lengthen. When I can come no more, maybe a hand comes to the block, outside or inside, or maybe the floor, and then you can open up. So we're opening up from length. Good. My front knee is unlocked. It's a nice triangle here. Good. Looking down at that front foot, putting a bend in that front knee, coming back up. Good. Left foot turns in. Good. Let's take that to the other side. So turning the right foot out, left hip and knee, every hip, knee, and toes all turn inward. You want all three turning inward. Good. So from here, the right hip comes back, left hip comes forward. Good. Root and lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. When you can come no more, you can also take this hand anywhere that it needs to be. You can bring a block in here. I don't need one today. I got pretty open after the Prasarita, so I'm just going to here. But never be afraid to use your blocks, especially for someone that tends to hang up here. Blocks can help you go a little bit deeper with good form and eventually train you to keep that good form on your way down. So that's why they're there. They can help you go deeper into poses. I use them a lot in low lunges. Good. And looking down at that front foot, putting a bend in that knee, and we'll come back up. Good. So stepping that back in and coming back together, we're going to go into a more traditional pyramid variation here. And so what I'm going to do, and sometimes I need these, sometimes I don't. I'm just going to bring these here. Good. So I'm going to start, the left foot's going to be forward. So this time for this pyramid, instead of stepping all the way out like you would for your warrior two, you're going to step that back leg in just a little bit. And there's a couple ways you can do this one here, and it all depends on your hips. So traditionally, you'll have the heel to heel alignment here, and this back leg is going to be warrior prep, front hip comes back. Not all hips like that though. So if that's where you are, then come into parallel railroad tracks for this one, okay? So that's a little bit easier on the hips. So you do you. Find the alignment that fits best for your body on this side in this moment. Front hip's going to come back. Good. I am going to take my hands behind. You can also do a reverse prayer here. I don't do that very well, but you can also kind of grab the hand here, which is what I'm going to do. Rolling shoulders back. Good. And lengthen. Now, if you're someone that needs to have hands down here for support and not behind you, then release that and come to blocks or to the floor. I am a 50-50 person. Sometimes I can have half the time my hands are behind me, half the time my hands are on blocks or the floor. So no worries, just take it where you need to. But your spine is long here and belly button is in. Okay? Front knee is still unlocked. Good. Putting a little bend in that front knee, and we'll come back up. And we'll go to the other side. Good. So I'm just in case, I am on video after all. I don't want to fall over. Good. So find your stance here. So your warrior prep or parallel railroad tracks. I'm in the warrior prep today. I'm about 50-50 on that too. So never be ashamed to take parallel railroad tracks if you need them. So front hip's going to come back. Good. Arms can be long if you need that. If you know you're going to come to the blocks, take reverse prayer or grabbing hands. Belly button is in. Good. And we'll lengthen. Good. And lengthen. Long spine. Long spine. Belly button is in. Front hip is back. And we're breathing. And we're breathing. Maybe building a little bit of heat here, even though we're not doing breath of fire. When you're ready, putting a little bend in that front knee, coming back up and coming back to center, and just step that together. Okay, let's come into one balance challenge. We're pretty open in the legs. Let's go into a warrior three. Some of you will warrior three the traditional way, maybe no prop, have a floaty warrior three. Some of you will come to blocks if you need them. So just kind of be mindful of where you need to be. So I'm going to start with my right foot here. Good. So I'm going to zip up. Good. And your arms can be long by your ears. They can be long by the hips. They can be out to the side like airplane. They can be prayer. I've seen people do well the reverse prayer, warrior three. So play with it. Do what feels good to you. And so, but I'm going to be here today. Inhale, exhale. Good. Hip, knee, and toe tracks forward. Good. And maybe for some of us, this is your warrior three today, and that's fine. Good. Otherwise, good. Try to press out of that hip. This, whoops, I'm going to need these today. Good. So your left hip, knee, and toe are going to point towards the floor. Okay. Wherever you're going, whether you're lifted or grounded, maybe you're a little bit here or what have you. Opening up this way is a different pose. We're not doing that today. We're doing warrior three, but belly button is in. And when you're ready, good. Back foot can come up to meet the front foot. Bend those knees, coming all the way back up. And we'll shake that out. Good. Let's go to the other side. So from here, left foot is going to be your supporting one. Good. We'll try this full warrior three on this side. Good. And we'll come up. Yeah, that'll work a lot better. My balance is stronger over here today. Belly button is in. And breathe. I am that I am. I am open-hearted. I am open-hearted. And then when you're ready, that back leg's going to come up to meet the front. And we'll come all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center, maybe shaking out that supporting leg. Good. Let's come in the way that's best for you, coming down to the floor. We're going to grab that strap. Good. And I'm just going to have it to the side. I'm going to come onto my back. And once I get down there, I'm just going to take my knees into my chest. Now you can hold on here or here, whatever feels good. You can rock. You can make some circles here, little low back, low spine massage. Good. So we're going to do one bridge. I'm going to do basic on this bridge. And then the second bridge is going to be freestyle bridge, any bridge of your choice. So rolling the shoulders back, pressing arms in. Hips, knees, and toes are going to track about hip width apart here, and they're parallel facing forward. Be careful that the heels are not too close or too far away from the glutes. And I want you to really press the arms and shoulders into the mat as you press into the feet and lift back up. So whole body engagement here, not just the feet or the legs. Get that upper body in there as well. Also strengthening for the shoulders when you engage them here. And lowering that back down. Good. Knees back into the chest. And so the second one can be any bridge of your choice that's already in your practice. You can go back and do the one that we just did. You can do a full back bend if that's in your practice. You can do the ankle bind, the clasp underneath. You can do robot arms. You can do single leg bridging. Find a bridge that feels good to you. And you've got your strap today. So if you need anything to help you with that, you can. I'm actually going to do one of those. So I'm just going to take the strap here. Good. Rolling shoulders back. Good. And whenever you're ready, find your freestyle bridge. So I like the strappy one a lot because sometimes my carpal tunnel does not like binding here, but I can bind with the strap and get all the feel. That's how this is supposed to feel without the discomfort in my wrist. If you're someone that has osteoporosis in the wrist or carpal tunnel or some other wrist issue, try the strap. Might feel better to you. And then when you're ready, it will carefully come out and knees will come back into the chest. Good. Let's get our nice little stretchies in here. Good. More relaxing stretchies. Good. So from here, I've got this strap around my right foot. And I'm just going to bring that in slowly towards my face. I'm keeping a micro bend in the knee. Your left knee can be bent or it can be long. Do what feels good onto your back and belly button is in. Remember, pain, numbness, tingling, burning, never normal sensations. So if you feel any of those, you want to back off until you don't. So I am that I am should not include pain. We feel pain sometimes, but we should not be the pain. So I am love, I am loved. And we'll release. Good. From here, extend that left leg long, both straps into the left hand. Different things for different people. Some of you are just going to find a 45-ish degree arc over here, maybe wiggling around, finding your sweet optimal spot. Others, if you're okay with it, are going to come into a nice spinal twist, keeping leg in line with the hip as you look towards the opposite direction. Try not to let this foot flop down to the floor. We want to protect the SI joints of the low back, where the hip and the spine come together. And when you're ready, good. We'll come back into center. Good. And we'll take that nice little mid-air switcheroo. Good. So your right knee can be bent or extended long. Good. A strap in each hand. And when you're ready, good, we're just going to let that leg come in here. Breathe. Breathe. About I am my truth. I am my truth. I am joy. And we'll release. Good. Now, taking the right leg long, both straps into the right hand. Good. Again, do what you need to do on this side for your body. So is that going to be about 45-ish degrees? Are you going to take it over into the twist? I'm a little too close to my wall here. Scoot out. Here you go. Taking it over to the twist. Maybe looking in opposite direction. Belly button is in. I am independent. And then when you're ready, we'll come back up. Good. And we'll set up for our Shavasana from here. So I'm going to guide you through a box breath here. And as I'm doing that, I want you to focus on the I am that I am with this one. I am beautiful and have a beautiful soul. Or let's change that up. I am a beautiful soul with a beautiful purpose. I like that better. I am a beautiful soul with a beautiful purpose. Good. So from here, once you get settled, big exhale to prepare. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Return to normal breath. Choose stillness, or gently take head and neck from side to side, maybe wiggling toes and fingers. Noticing how you feel, choosing stillness, or taking knees into the chest. Choosing to keep the upper body grounded, or if it's safe and you want to, maybe lifting up into a full body hug. And choosing stillness, or extending legs long in front of you, arms long behind you, finding that full body stretch from fingers to toes, pointing and flexing through the feet, bending and stretching through the hands, rolling wrists and ankles in one direction and then in the other. And then whenever you're ready, bending in both knees, and you choose rolling over to the right or left side, the side that works best for your body in this moment, taking all the time that you need here. And when you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Back to where we started our practice. Finding a nice tall spine. Coming back to so hum. I am that. So that I am a beautiful soul with a beautiful purpose. Fingertips to the side, big inhale and reach. Exhale, touching thumbs to the forehead for good and true thoughts, to the lips for good and kind words, and to the heart for open and loving heart. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe, may you stay well, may you have a wonderful day, evening ahead, and always know you are a beautiful soul with a beautiful purpose. Thank you so much. Namaste.